Author Odyssey. This is the Planning Realm, and I'm your guide, Melody Ann. And today I want to talk about intent versus the reader. So I did a video a little while ago about intent. Why are you writing this book? Why does it matter to you? Really digging into that can help you keep writing when it gets hard, because it's going to get hard. It gets hard. But now we're going to talk about the reader. And there's a difference between having a strong reason to write and actually getting a reader to turn the pages till the very end and then review your book. Those are different things. Because I know that a lot of writers say, yeah, I know my reader. I was my reader. I am my reader. I work with my reader every day. I've built a framework for my reader. There's all these ways, right, that you can say, I know my reader. But maybe what you know is a category. You know a type of reader. I know that type of reader, and I believe you. Of course, you know that type of reader. That's why you're writing the book. There's a nuanced difference between understanding the type of reader and understanding a person, one ideal reader. And when you can really dig in to that one ideal reader, you're going to find clarity in how you're going to shape your book. Because who your reader is really defines the structure, the pacing, the tone, the examples, the stories you tell. And so, yes, you have a book on burnout. There are so many people, millions and millions of people are burnt out. But is a single mom's burnout the same as an immigrant's burnout? Same as a CEO's burnout? The same as an ER doctor's burnout? And so thinking about really honing in on that one person can be very helpful. So you want to think about, yes, where am I writing from? And what am I writing to say? But a really important question is, what is my reader ready to hear? What is my reader ready to hear? Because without that clarity, a book is thoughtful, it's well written, but it does not connect with your reader. So you need to meet them where they are. My mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and I looked after her for many years. Eventually, I couldn't lift her, so we had to put her in a home, and I would go visit. And I would walk in, and sometimes I'd walk in, and my mother would say, oh, there's my mom. Hi, Mom. That's my mom. And she'd tell everyone she was very excited her mom was there, I guess, to pick her up from school or whatever she thought she was doing. And there's always someone in the room who is being helpful. Oh, darling, that's not your mother. That's your daughter. My mother would look at me, this huge look of concern on her face, like, what? I don't have a daughter. And I would just look at her and go, hi, dear. And I'd kind of shrug my shoulders, like, I don't know what that crazy person's talking about. I would meet her where she was every time I visited. My job was to figure out where she was, to meet her there, and have a wonderful visit moving forward based on that. And your readers are Alzheimer's patients, but it's the same idea. What do they believe? Where are they stuck? What are the obstacles? What are their fears? If they pick up your book and they're stuck in fear, and you don't address the fear, you jump straight into all these brilliant ideas, you're going to lose them. So you really want to understand them clearly. You want to write to one person. And I know people are like, one person, no, it's for so many. Yes, it is. But when you have that ideal reader in your mind and you can see them across from you having coffee while you're typing or writing your book, you're going to start writing to them instead of writing to a category or a type of person. And when you start writing to them, your writing changes, it becomes personal, it becomes so real. So that specificity, exactly who is my book for, this one person, that brings your reader into the center. You can see them. You know their language. You know their fears. You know what they don't believe. You know what they do believe. You can meet them where they are, just like I would go in and meet my mother where she was every time I went to visit. And when you open a chapter with where they are, or a section, or the book, with where they are at that moment, that one reader, using that real language, talking to them as though you're here having that conversation, they aren't just going to read your book, it's going to change them. They're going to act. They're going to change. There's some kind of action they'll take. And when they've done that, they're going to give that book to a friend or recommend it on Amazon or in some way recommend it to others. And that's where book sales start to climb because they feel seen, they feel heard. Have you ever read a book? You've picked up this book, this topic that you really need to know. Let's say parenting teenage boys. And you're like, I don't know what to do with this teenage boy. So there's this book about parenting teenage boys. So you pick it up and it's really important to you because you love your son and you really want to do this well. And you start reading the book and you get about to the end of chapter 3 and you're like, and you stop reading it. Is it because you stopped needing advice on teenage boys? No, it's because the writer, the author, did not connect with you in a way that let you keep reading, that encouraged you to keep reading. This person who wrote the book is an expert on parenting boys, but they couldn't connect with you. And that became a problem. Did you recommend the book? No. Did you pass it on to a friend? No. So you want to know who your reader is. So here's an exercise. If you had to write to one person and you had to pick one obstacle they're facing, what would you say to them? Take some time, write a letter to them. Hey, reader, I know that you're facing this obstacle. You're not going to say that in the book, obviously, but just as a practice, use a practice exercise, you can do this. I know you're facing this obstacle. I faced it too, or I've seen many clients deal with this, or I've helped lots of people through this, or whatever. And this obstacle really gets in the way. This is how it gets in the way. This is how other people have overcome it. Tell a story. Just write a letter to them, helping them overcome that obstacle. Because that's going to help you come in alignment with their needs, not just kind of a type of reader that you want to talk to, but that one reader's specific needs. Intent gives you direction, but the reader, that's where you get clarity and precision. It's like that target. You've got the bow, you know what you want, you stretch it, but you see the target, and that's when the magic can happen. So in Author Odyssey, we have the planning realm, which you can join. And if you want, start by downloading Quest 1, which is not the Reader Compass, it's about intent. But if you download that, you will get an invite to a workshop that's all about the Reader Compass. And that's going to help you a lot. I look forward to seeing you there.